Reasons why early Christian scribes were pretty awesome. Part 9. Let's talk about error corrections or scribal corrections. Pretty much as far back as we can go in ancient manuscripts, such as the papyri of the New Testament, we see scribes making corrections, or perhaps a letter editor. So in this one, Papyrus 5, we see that a scribe is going back to add hoi de above the line where it was missing. We would call this a supralinear correction, squeezing it in between the lines or above the line where it belongs. We also see things like this in Papyrus 75. So for instance, in the Queen of the South story, apparently the scribe of P75 in Luke there left out of the South. And so it looks like different handwriting went back in and added natu there, once again above the line. Farther down on the page, we see that a verb photenon was misspelled, leaving out the epsilon iota. So it's been added in by a later scribe to fix that mistake. We see a lot of these in Codex Sinaiticus. It's been thoroughly worked over. There's a lot of hands involved in trying to perfect this text. And so, for example, even on this one line, we see not only a supralinear correction with legon being added there right before the hutos or hutos, we also see some extra letters added at the end of the line, apon there, kind of wraps, maybe even an erasure there on that other line. And so a lot of mistakes were fixed in this particular section of this codex. On the next column, we see that the scribe has added like a little symbol. It looks like a tilted division sign, a tilted obelisk, where there's some letters that are missing. Maybe he couldn't squeeze them in. So he says, hey, go down to the bottom where that same symbol is used, and the letters alpha, rho, alpha, beta, alpha to form bithabara have been added using almost that little footnote indicator. We see that kind of stuff a lot in some of the later manuscripts in particular. But what if you don't want to just add a word? What if you want to get rid of a word? Sometimes they might erase it. Sometimes they might scratch it out. In this case, the word eklektos or haklektos, the chosen one, the scribe has placed dots above eklektos and said in the margin there that it should be replaced with huios there. You can see it as a nomen sacrum. So one of many ways in which scribes can make corrections to their text. This shows you that scribes actually did have a desire for a high quality output. They weren't just winging it. They wanted to perfect the text that they are copying, sometimes fixing mistakes that they themselves have made, or sometimes a later reader has fixed those instead. And sometimes the corrections were in the wrong direction. It was a perceived mistake that they actually fixed in the wrong direction, but either way, it shows a desire within the scribal culture of the day to pass on a high quality text.